I think he's going to go for a second one as well, since, of course, the Cybercore doesn't line up to have the Stalker out at the exact same time. So we'll be going for the double Zealot, then the Stalker, and it's very difficult as Maru, if you do not scout this, to keep this alive. Will the Reaper actually go down? It will scout this out, so that's a massive move for Maru to get this information.
Yeah, you need to throw down a bunker immediately, and you know what? He's not even going to do it. He's going to cancel the command center.
That's correct.
Yeah, let's just play this as safely as possible. Build the expansion here on the high ground. And now MaxPax is not going to get that much compensation here for this. And even Maru going for the factory first before throwing down the CC here on the high ground. I love this.
Oh my god, he's doing dance moves. That was awesome.
Zealot was having a panic attack. He's like, wait, the build isn't working. It's not supposed to be this way.
That was insane.
Oh,
that's
Maru!
Even more insane. Yo,
dirty
Maru.
dog. Look at that build.
Oh, I love this.
What an adjustment.
I was so curious because he was going for the factory instead of the fast, immediate CC on the low ground or on the high ground. I felt like that was kind of the wrong play, misreading it, expecting MaxPax to be more aggressive than he was being. But I mean, it all makes sense now. If he sent that SCV over to the top right, this is a great adaptation from Maru. I'm really curious how this plays out. So will this continue to be unscouted is the next question, of course. Does MaxPax sniff this out? Because this is a very strange map overall. We haven't seen this map in the pool. Of course, this is unique to RSL, so he might not even be thinking that that's a possibility.
It's 4-gate blink from MaxPax as well. He's adding in two additional gateways and a robo for a warp prism. He's looking to bust Maru. He has no idea there is a command center in the top right. And these are games that I have lost back in the day when I was a pro player, having a hidden command center, thinking that you're containing the Terran player, and then it just turns out they have way more money than you could possibly expect. That is a trap that MaxPax has to be very careful of right now, because he's going to be feeling really good about keeping Maru contained on what he thinks is one base with his 4-gate blink pressure. But if Maru is ever able to stabilize without MaxPax identifying that there is a hidden gold base right now, that is a huge problem for the Protoss player.
You can even see on the income, it's totally even though Maru's down 10 workers and what looks like only one base of mining. So with those mules starting to kick in as well, once they do get dropped down, this is going to be even better for him. He's going to slowly try to take this natural, even keeps the Cyclone alive with just barely any HP. That was great micro. You want to keep every unit alive as Maru at this point, because of course, if you are playing against a 4-gate blink player, you saw just that last game how quickly it can easily devolve and how you need to keep all of those units alive. So nice micro overall. Got the double tank set up as well, so it's going to be very difficult for MaxPax to find any weakness in this defense.
In MaxPax, looking at this, seeing the 2 siege tanks, seeing the command center.
Oh, that's not good.
This feels like Maru is on 2 bases. It feels like there is no hidden expansion. The only thing that was potentially a little bit suspicious was the timing of the command center earlier on, but that was so long ago and we haven't had a scout. I'm not sure MaxPax is going to find that until the end of this game, honestly.
Link into the main base, of course. We'll try to go for some of these SCVs. We'll just ignore that tech lab since he's only got 4 stalkers. It's not worth it to try to go for that. Wants to kill as many of the workers as possible. We'll be able to get a good amount, 5 in total with this initial blink up. But of course, the gold base on the top right-hand side, still unscouted. Forced to recall as well since the Cyclone got a lock on. So that's going to halt the aggression for now from MaxPax. So a great hold overall for Maru. 5 SCVs is not going to put a dent into his economy. Yeah, and I think that scan coming up from Maru on that 4th base location and seeing nothing there is pretty critical for him, because he might now see that and know that MaxPax is being very defensive overall with his setup and won't go for any crazy SCV pull. You don't want to just all-in someone that's already setting up for a nice defense in the first place. So I think Maru's next best play, of course, is to just ride this out and just try to keep this gold base income going for as long as possible to eventually catch MaxPax off guard by what is a much larger army a few minutes later down the road. And a nice snipe on that Prism as well is going to alleviate a lot of that aggression as well.
Yeah, the army that MaxPax is building is going to be very unrefined. The first forge is only just now finishing up. Maru already has a completed infantry weapons upgrade, so he's at least 1 upgrade ahead from MaxPax. And as we said, there's only 3 gases here for MaxPax. We're not going to have Storm. It's going to be mostly Zealots, Colossi, and a couple of gas spent on upgrades right now. So, okay, there's a moment where Maru's going to be pushing in. He's actually just shoving MaxPax back. I was expecting the bio to start stuttering back to the safety of the siege tank, but instead, Maru bullying MaxPax a little bit here in the center of the map.
It looks like the gold base honestly paid off already because this army from Maru is massive out of seemingly nowhere. His army is just so ridiculous. Massive tank shot onto the Colossi as well. He's going to just try to dive bomb them, but of course, nice micro from MaxPax will be able to keep some of those alive, but the tanks in such an offensive position at this point, very difficult to actually contest this location. Needs a Zealot reinforcement from the right-hand side. We'll be able to get that, but the focus fire on some of these tanks is excellent for Maru as well. MaxPax is just bleeding out right in front of our eyes.
Excellent micro by Maru, being able to deal with that Zealot run by and then focus fire the siege tanks on the armored units where they're going to do bonus damage, taking out the Colossi, taking out the Stalkers, and the army supply. Maru is just dwarfing MaxPax right now. MaxPax going to see if he can try to intercept something with these Stalkers, but the reinforcements far too plentiful here for Maru. And Maru, we don't have a 4th command center coming in. Instead, it's a 2nd starport. He knows that he has MaxPax up against the ropes, and it's really just Colossus here for MaxPax. He's taking a 4th gas because he needs to find somewhere for his workers to go work. And so we're starting to transition in Templar Archives, but I think it's going to be too late, Gemini.
Yeah, this push is coming on in hot. It's going to be very difficult to defend. No shield batteries here as well. Dive bombing with some of the Widow mines, even on the back line. We'll be able to focus fire that Colossus. When do you ever see mines killing Colossi like that? Maru will take a 2nd game in the series.
Maru fighting back, and I guarantee you that MaxPax was scratching his head until the game was finally over, and you press F10 and you rewind instead of quitting out. And he's gonna